Today we're going to be doing something different. It's going to be a rehab facility special, and you know that like rehab facilities are my own rant videos, and I wanted to change the format for a long time. And honestly, yesterday I just didn't have an idea what to talk about. And I was like, shit, I should probably do a stream with my community and talk about stuff that you want to talk about. So this topic today is going to be, are you excited about 3.18 and what excites you the most about that patch? So our first caller today is going to be Lex Lotto.
Hello.
Lex Lotto. Oh my god, I fucked it up. Okay, there we go. Hey, Lex Lotto.
Hello.
How you doing?
Not too bad.
You want to introduce yourself, maybe, to the community?
Yes. So, I'm Lex Lotto. I've been within the Star Citizens community for about 4 or 5 years now, somewhere around there. I began in 2018, started backing then, and then saw how broken the game was, left for a little bit, rejoined in 2020, and played since then, basically. Met you, just over a year ago now?
Yeah. I think it was like 3.13. Something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. But you are excited about 3.18, right?
Oh, for sure. Like, it's one of those, again, they're going to be fixing a lot of the issues that I have with the game, other than the fact that I prefer the combat in 3.16. Like, the actual space combat.
What do you mean?
Well, they said they were slowing down the combat for 3.18, right?
No,
like
it's not. No, it's not going to happen in 3.18. That's like they're testing it out in Squadron 42, and you know what that means. Like that's like at least a year from now.
Oh, thank God. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's fine then.
All right. So, what are the other issues that you're excited to see that they're fixed?
So, cargo for starters. I'm hoping that they haven't pushed the cargo refactor back even further.
No, it's committed.
So 3.18. So yep, cargo is going to be fun as hell. Like, especially for anyone that does like pirate loops and stuff. Like, that's going to be so good.
Yeah,
because like you actually have an incentive to board ships. Like that's such a good incentive to
do you know about the
alive.
soft death mechanic?
Yeah. So like the fact that like obviously like once a ship is destroyed, it's not actually destroyed. It's like in a shutdown state, basically, right?
Yeah.
And then
you get
into
booted out of your seats. You cannot interact with the ship. All the doors get opened and they stay open, and you cannot go into the bed in bedlock.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
But like again, that also sorts out some other issues I've had with the game, where like people will either bedlog or they'll like just fucking like literally blip into the dark, like into dark space, and then just sign out on the bed. So that's really good. I just hope the servers can handle it, because like that, like the cargo, it's gonna be inventory all over again.
What do you mean?
Do you not remember when inventory first came out and we were the ones that broke servers?
Yeah. I saw some pictures of a ton of shit like dropped on the floor in Grim Hex, and it just gave me like PTSD immediately. When I saw
of us just slowing servers down to 5 FPS.
Yeah.
Just like dropping backpacks.
So if you guys in the chat do not know, Lex and I, we are thank you, Ross, for the $5. Lex and I are leading the same org, and before that we were in another org, and what was it, 3.14, right? When the inventory dropped? Yeah. So the inventory dropped, and Lex was the first guy that started breaking the servers with the backpacks. So we would just spawn backpacks inside the elevators, and like the whole server would just break. Like when you had 200 backpacks colliding with each other, like the physics engine and the servers just could not handle those. So like my biggest concern, and thank you for mentioning that, Lex, is that like that's going to happen again. Because from what I saw, or from what I've seen, that they took out the area too cluttered thingy that they added because of us.
Wait, sorry, I was just looking over at chat and I realized that like Moon said that the Vulture's coming out in 318. What?
Yeah, salvage, dude.
What's the bet that salvage is getting pushed back again? Just
no,
before it releases.
No, it's being committed and it's being tested in Evocati and it's working. So Vulture and the Reclaimer are going to get their salvage. It's going to be tier 0, of course, but it's still something. Like it's hull scraping, basically. So
I don't mind that.
Honestly, I cannot wait for that because I want to do salvage like a lot. And on that topic, yesterday I was talking to the guys in my community channel, and I asked them like, "What do you think?" And this is a question for the chat also. Do you think that the Reclaimer price is gonna go up because it just got its game loop or the tier 0 of its game loop?
It's gonna go up by like $150, I reckon.
Probably.
Like 150. Yeah, like 150, $175, because that's what happened to the cat.
Yeah. No, the cap was like $50 or something like that, right?
No, hang on. I remember I had like a spreadsheet at one point for this. Like all of the ships went up in price at one point.
Oh, okay. So my thoughts are that like the Reclaimer is almost a capital ship. I mean, it is capital size compared to like the Polaris. It's bigger than the Polaris and the Odyssey. But it didn't have a game loop, so that's why it was like $400. And I think that like after this patch, we're gonna see an increase in the price of the Reclaimer. Did you find it?
Yeah, so it went from the original cost of $225. It went up to it didn't go up by a massive amount, but it went from $225 to $295.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Which is still a decent price jump.
So, Lex,
yes.
Do you know about the Korea update and the crime stat update and all that?
I fill me in a little bit.
Okay. I know that you were completely out of the loop. So, when you get a crime stat, the only way that you can clear it, or CS3, the only way that you can clear it is if you go to Korea. So bunkers are out of the game, basically.
Why?
Now, CS3 and above needs to be cleared at Korea, but also Korea is going to be basically a permanent jump down. Because it has a dispenser and it's going to like spawn drugs and shit like that.
That makes no sense though, because it's a security station. So why would it just be pumping up drugs?
I mean, it's spawn closets, right? It's like the easiest mechanics to make, but it's gonna incentivize. Like you will have to PvP in the next patch if you want to clear your crime stat or you want to do anything else. You got to PvP.
That's fine. I'm fine with like them sort of forcing PvP for like people that actually. Or like on the red side, because that makes more sense.
Did you hear about the shield changes in the ballistic meta?
Yeah, I remember that. The fact that like ballistic and distortion is gonna like rip through fucking shields.
No, ballistics need shit. Distortions need the shields to be down, but once you like hit the ship and it goes into like distorted level or whatever you want to call it.
It's 5-minute cooldown, isn't it?
5-minute cooldown.
Yep.
And ballistics cut through shields now. Like almost no damage is soaked up by these shields.
So it's literally just either run full ballistics and just wipe people, or run like distortion laser and just like use laser to destroy their shields and then use distortion to shut them down. Are we getting a currency wipe this patch or no?
We're getting like a full-blown wipe.
Is it full wipe?
Yeah.
So much for them saying, oh, we can wipe different sections. Oh, we're just gonna full wipe anyway, guys.
Yeah. I mean, the reasoning behind it is because of the PS, right? But also, I mean, you can wipe our items, you can wipe our ships and all that, but you don't need to wipe the what's it called? Reputation levels and all of that.
Yeah, but I bet they're going to.
Yeah. I mean, they said that they will, so.
again, I understand for the sake of like gameplay loops, it makes sense. But at the same time, can we like when you introduce a feature where you turn around and go, hey, we don't have to wipe every 0.1 patch,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just wipe every 0.1 patch anyway.
So, do you have anything else to say, or should I
About
just
three
go?
about 318, no. Like it's one of those again, like for the most part, I'm excited for it for sure, because they're actually like fixing core issues that I had with the game, but at the same
Mhm.
time, I'm worried about it because like the instability is going to be there, and I don't want to reset every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I like my game time, and when my game time is ruined by having to wait 20 minutes to get into a server every time,
And then having to spawn a ship. Although, if you happen to spawn, like, if you happen to go to the same server where you crashed, your shit should be there, and your avatar or whatever, your player model, whatever, is supposed to be right where you left off when
okay,
the server crashed. That's with the persistence. But the issue is there is no matchmaking, therefore you will not be able to find that server where you were on. So it's basically a game of chance.
yeah. It's just Russian roulette with the character, basically.
Yeah, so like I was thinking it would be great to have PES and then just like store a bunch of shit on your ship and just live on the ship. Like for example, on a reclaimer, you just do everything with a reclaimer or whatever, Carrack, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, if I join another server, that's not going to be there. Like my stuff is not going to be there, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like,
what's the point then? Like until server meshing, there's no point in having that tech.
yeah, it's again that like I like that they're like actually focusing on like stuff that's going to help us like when when we actually go into like proper server meshing.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy that they're actually doing that now rather than when server meshing comes out and everything is just completely busted. Like I'd prefer them to sort of hammer out this stuff now. It may be frustrating for me. It may have stopped me from playing a patch, but at the same time, sorry.
Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like at the same time, at least they're actually more coherent with their ideas now than they were like last year. Last year, it seemed like they were releasing nonsensical patches for no reason.
All right, so that was Lex. He is from my org, or we have an org together. So we have 3 more callers here. One of them is going to be RCA Industries, and I'm going to drag him in. So, are you excited for 318?
Absolutely. So I'm actually a lot newer than a lot of people. I started playing in 2020. So I really haven't seen, I guess, the downsides of this a lot of people are talking about. I've only really played with my organization. So I just do a whole lot of team stuff. Super excited for 318. Outside of Star Citizen, I do play Satisfactory. It's the only 2 games I play. I never heard of it, but I enjoy it a lot. But I sort of got into it in the wrong way. I got in back in 20 and spent like $3,000 on a Polaris and an Odyssey and a bunch of other stuff, and realized I sort of messed up. And ever since then, just been enjoying the game. I enjoy it. I'm not a person versus person player really. I am looking forward to the new updates with the ballistics because I like putting ballistics on the mole, just so if I'm mining and some other little prospector gets in and tries to take what's mine, I can hit him close range with ballistics.
That's nice.
So it's going to work really well for me, I think, being able to be like point blank range with ballistics on a mole.
So what are you excited the most about 318? Like
2 things. One, I'm excited most about finally the hull series will be useful. I have a hull A, and I'm hoping with the new rework, it's faster to unload and unload the A because everything's on the outside versus on the inside. We'll see how long times take for loading and unloading. I'm also sort of hoping, I mean, who knows? I'm sort of hoping we see like a what would you call it? Surprise drop of maybe the hull B or hull C, because I believe they're supposed to come out in like 2020, back with the 317, if you go like to the Googling of them. So I'm hoping maybe we see one of those pop up with the new update, just because if someone does have a caterpillar or a carrack, they can move more than an A or a B. So what's the whole point of having a hull A or B if your carrack or caterpillar does more, right? So I'm hoping we see that C, but
I can tell you that the hull C is being worked on, and it was supposed to be released back in, I'm going to say 2018. But the issue was that the metrics of the hull C were not right. So the player would get stuck inside of it, or even an NPC, like they just couldn't traverse through the ship. So they had to change the metrics, and then they had to like fill it in with like pretty 3D modeling and all of that. So my guess is that it's almost finished, and maybe in 3.19, I wouldn't expect like maybe like 3.18.1 or 2 or something like that. I don't know when server meshing is going to happen. Like when is 4.0 going to happen? Because I just checked, and I started playing when you did. I just checked yesterday, and I saw like I heard that a bunch of people were talking about the hiatus between 2.6 and 3.0, and 2.6 was released in December of 2017, and then 3.0 dropped in December of 2018. So I'm scared that we're gonna wait for a year for 4.0, because we were waiting for 8 months for PS and for what's it called, for 3.18 patch. So
yeah, I can definitely see that. The mismanagement seems to be pretty high at the studio, so
yeah.
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but we might see other ships, like you said, the Hull C, for example. It could happen in like one of the in-between patches, like 3.18.1 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, whatever. Or maybe we're gonna get. I mean, you can see on the roadmap that we have 3.19, but like, is there gonna be a 3.20? We don't know. So, yeah, that's the question. But I wouldn't expect Hull C to be released. Like, they never release something except LTI token, like a small land vehicle. They would not release it without telling us, hey, we're gonna, like, especially the Hull C, like the most awaited ship in the game, next to the Band of Merchantmen. They would hype the ship out of it, basically. So yeah, I wouldn't get my hopes up for that, but I would love to see it because I have one and I want to like do some cargo hauling with it. Like, when do you expect 4.0 to drop?
Realistically, I mean, man, I would say we're probably going to have a confirmed date, in my opinion. Probably not this February, but probably February 24. And I would probably say maybe the fall of this, because this February we'll know more of a roadmap, which will be half lies. And
here's the question for you, because you said that you're a miner, and I guess you're hauling your mine goods to our corp so you can sell it or whatever. So what do you think about the soft death and incentivizing people to board you, and like giving pirates their game loop, their like long awaited game loop, but on the other hand, you as a miner or like / hauler, you will have, like, whatever you do, you're gonna lose, basically.
that's correct.
Like, if they attack you, so I'm just saying this for the chat. So if they attack you, they're gonna ask for some money to let you go. If you give them money, you lose. If you don't give them money, they're gonna like I don't know, make your ship go into soft death. I don't know how to fucking explain it. Like, blow you up, but not blow you up. And then they're gonna board you, and then they're gonna have access to all the cargo. But if you kill them, if you're somehow able to like kill a full squad of pirates, then you gotta find your ship again, and then you gotta go back there and like use a tractor beam to I don't know, if you have a C2, it's gonna take you a while to tractor all these SU boxes back to the other ship that you have. So what do you think about that?
Everything you said, absolutely. So I say we're very lucky, but the little org that I'm a part of, very small organization, we really only specialize in mining and anti-piracy. So about half of us have mining equipment. The other half have Scorpiuses and Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
So like last night, for example, when I was mining, I don't think I've ever mined in the game alone. Like, I only usually join in when other members are there.
So
last night when I was mining, in my mole, we had 2 Scorpiuses and a Sentinel overhead. So we try to make it where, pirates could come and attack our mole, but is it really worth the outcome if you have to get into a dogfight with 2, Scorpiuses and a Sentinel? That gives the mole time to run, and then there goes your bounty, and now you have, a considerable little contingent going after you.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it. Like we'll have 5 on the mole, 2 people in Scorpiuses, 2 in the Sentinel. So you have 9 people who can, it said bring in that 100, at least 500,000 an hour UEC, split it 9 ways. I mean, it's not the most profit per person, but it's a guaranteed safe way to mine, I think.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Like, I don't think that we ever met, honestly.
No,
So-
I just joined the Discord a couple weeks ago. That's when
Alright.
I discovered your videos. I'm fairly new to Star Citizen. I've only had the game for a few months.
Okay, that's good. A new guy perspective.
Yep.
So, are you? I guess you're actively playing Star Citizen right now, right?
On and off. I'm a little burned out. I'm waiting for him to rip the Band-Aid off and just start the new wipe over.
You are already burnt out. So, when did you start?
Early to mid-September. They were doing the Siege of Orison and the
Oh, okay.
Nine Tails events. Yeah.
So, how did you like the Siege of Orison?
I liked it. Little buggy, of course.
A little buggy. That's you being generous, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, are you excited about 318?
I am. I'm more excited for some of the things they're fixing. I do like the new what is it? The salvaging mechanic and all that. The soft death, cargo refactor. I am looking forward to all those things.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what things that they're fixing, though? What do you mean with that?
Well, from what I heard, they're fixing, I think, some of the crime stat issues. They're fixing some of the bugs and crashes. Let me pull it up real quick.
All right. So, let me tell you something from like I've been longer in the verse than you. So, whenever you see that they said that it should be fixed, that's them trying to fix it, but they're not sure if it's fixed. And with the 30K issues and all of that, they can fix some, but they're going to introduce like a ton of more issues. And at least like if they fix 10, they're going to introduce 20 new issues that are going to crash the servers. So they need to like iron those out. I guess this is your first patch playing, so you got to know that. Like it's not because of them, it's because they're just like game development, and whatever you do, that's gonna crash the servers. Like for example, one of the last patches was like the facial animations were crashing the servers, which is the stupidest fucking thing. But they changed something, and the servers were crashing for that reason.
Right. Like, well, yeah, that's true, I suppose. I mean, as long as there's some progress, I guess. I've heard a lot about it so far in terms of, not living up to their goals.
Yeah. So what are you most excited about in 318?
Any improvements? I guess gameplay loops, things I'm hearing about the Orison platforms. They're actually going to now be a type of FPS mission.
Yeah.
I look forward to Korea being more of an active place, and salvage. I guess I'll be able to try my hand at that.
And that's it?
Well, I mean, anything to add something new, because at this point, it's like I feel that I've been there, done that already, and
you've been playing for 2 months now.
Well, yeah, close to 3 months. I mean, I've already taken like a couple weeks as a break before IAE, and then after that, I started playing a bit, and I haven't played for maybe about 4 or 5 days. Like I've been taking breaks mostly because of the wipe. I really don't like the way that they're wiping everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, they wiped for 3.17.2. The wipe before that was for 3.15. And then we're going to get one for 3.18. And then again, we're going to get one for 4.0, which is understandable, honestly, because it's server meshing and we don't know when it's going to happen. So, yeah. But what do you think about the bunkers and the NPCs and all that?
Oh, geez. Desync's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
The AI really they're basically dead.
Mhm.
I mean, I'd rather just be able to go into a bunker with no friendly security so I can clear it out because they get in the way most of the time. And like I said, desync is horrible. And variations of the bunkers. Once you've been in one or two bunkers, you've been in all of them pretty much.
I mean, they are all the same.
Yeah.
Did you see the bunkers 2.0 or whatever you want to call them? The ones that they showcased during CitizenCon?
What, the ones that are supposed to be coming up?
Yeah.
When they were also advertising the new combat mechanic that they're going to be switching to eventually down the road.
Oh, you mean
'Cause
the NPCs?
Well, I seen a video where they were talking about different things coming up in the future with their changing combat speeds and they're going
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and they were
That
talking
one.
about the bunkers. Yeah, like they're saying some of the bunkers are going to be like really large industrial complexes.
Mhm.
I look forward to that, definitely.
Yeah, me too. Because what we have right now is what they made for CitizenCon 2018 or something like that. And so they just made it to have something to show. And it was just like a quick little, I don't know, they spent like a couple of weeks making that and that's it. And we were stuck with it for fucking years now. So
Yeah.
I can't wait for stuff like that. That's not going to happen in 2018 though. That's a bummer. But
I
I'm
know.
guessing next year, maybe.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully they push Pyro out too. I mean, I'm hopeful on it being same time next year, but realistically, it could be sometime in 2024.
Yeah.
Because I mean, more stuff to do, more places to go. That's really what I'm looking forward to. 'Cause
All right. So,
Stanton becomes a really small system even after playing for a few months.
all right. You want to add something else? Anything else?
No, just looking forward to start the wipe again, so I can start my grind and not
You actually
get it.
enjoy grinding?
I mean, it's the way to make money, but I enjoy it until I get tired of it. I guess if there's more stuff to do, then it would be more enjoyable. Like
Yeah.
I'll probably start mining and enjoying bunkers, especially if they fix them. If they fix them, it'll be a lot better.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for
I'm going
having
to
me
switch to
on.
the. Yeah. Okay. We were talking over chat. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, I said thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. I'm going to switch to the other caller. Thank you. Bye.
All right, man.
Let's switch to the next caller, and this one is going to be Angus MacGyver. All right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You wanted an old backer? That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in the day when all we had was actually just the forums to chat on, and people were running around and getting people to join their orgs, and there was actually no game. It was just JPEGs and setting up orgs, and people just lived the dream, which never happened.
Wait, you actually had orgs before you had like ships in like the hangar?
Yeah.
Amazing.
You could actually organize an org, and people were recruiting like way back then. They
Wow.
really thought this was a thing, And then they sort of put it in, and I still remember when there were no ships, and then they gave us hangars, which was fantastic because you could actually. That was the first time you got to see these ships, and I'll tell you, man, it was definitely a breakthrough. It was really exciting to see these things that Chris Roberts had built. I mean, they were way ahead of anything that was there at the time. I mean, I was coming from games like EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft and that sort of. I mean, it was a long time ago. Getting back to Star Citizen, what happened? It was the pinnacle of this amazing game that was going to come out, and I'm a space dad, and they got me good, man. I think I'm about $3 or $4 grand in.
You're good.
I'm not worried about that. I mean, I actually feel that I have got my money's worth. Even though I will tell you right now, I despise the game. I used to be a white knight for this thing, and now I just, I don't want to swear, but I'm so over it. I'm so over the way that they market.
Well, it's still on alpha, Angus. Come on.
Oh, mate, how many times can I pay to get kicked in the balls and keep coming back to get kicked in the balls?
Okay, so I know that you're just venting right now, and I understand you completely because I'm like that. And but there must be something that you're excited about because you're still playing the game. Like, I know that you're still playing the game because, like, almost every day you hop into the general chat in my community channel and you vent out because you just got pissed off inside the game. So what is
Yeah, I do.
that still like holds you there to play the game?
Oh man, it's for me, it's that classic Aliens movie where you jump in your Valkyrie and you take off and you go land down on the surface and you jump out the back and you run into a bunker and, you know, elbow everybody in the face fully naked in a pair of shorts. I mean, what's not to like
without a
about that?
head?
And then drag the bodies out, you know. I used to stuff ships full of bodies and hang them all from ceilings, you know.
Yeah.
It was just funny. That stuff's classic. Those bugs work well for this game if you can get some fun out of it. And we had guys like 6 to 8 guys going down there and just filling bunkers full of dead bodies. It was hilarious, you know. And that's where it is. It's the player content. I still get in there and the org gets together and we go and do a few things. But yeah, I don't go in expecting anything great to come out of it. It's just something to do. And I don't play for long. I used to, you know, I'm old school hardcore gamer, and I'd be like if I stay in Star Citizen for an hour or more. There's just there's so much there. There's so much potential. I think that's what brings me back, and it's a fantastic, amazing idea. It's
Exactly.
just the way it's been done and what's behind how it's been done is what I'm not okay with, you know.
I mean,
So yeah,
to sum it
I
all
hope it
up,
does
you're
get better.
frustrated with them focusing on Squadron 42 instead of working on Star Citizen, right?
If it was slightly better managed, maybe we wouldn't have these problems. But again, it's an amazing game. I'm not going to say it sucks. I'm just frustrated because I had something really cool before Invictus, and I actually really loved the game. And the org was, you know, we had a big org and we were active all the time. And now no one's there. It's the Discord's dead. No one plays the game. They haven't played since then because we just kept getting kicked in the teeth, and the fun was taken away. So maybe we are all just waiting for 3.18, and let's fingers crossed. But I can't say I'm excited. Sorry, man. It's
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add? Because
I'm
we
curious
Hmm?
on your point of view about. I mean, this is no personal attack on Chris Roberts, but do you think he's bitten off more than he can chew with an MMO game as big as this?
Oh, for sure. Like, I see Star Citizen as, how do I put this? Like, nobody tried this before. Like, there's a reason why nobody tried this before, because it's fucking ridiculous and it's so hard to do. And then on top of that, he wants to develop another game, like Squadron 42 and like 3 sequels of it. And like, he's starting a company for the past 10 years, and he has like 800 employees right now. And like, if you take a look at, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption 2, which is like hands down the best game that I played in the past 10 years, it was like 3,000 employees, and plus maybe some people that they hired, like voice actors, etc. Doesn't matter. Or maybe like outsource some things. And it took him like 8 years or something like that. I forgot the numbers. But that's an established company that was working on a game. And like, Chris does not have an established company, yet he wanted to make like the biggest game ever, the game of all games, and then another one like behind closed doors, and make like 3 sequels of it. Like, he did bite off more than he can chew, like at the start.
That's a lot of work. And also the two systems they don't work together, do they? Like, you can't use the things from the solo and then just throw them straight over into the MMO. It just doesn't work like that.
For some things you can, but for something like, for example, Chris himself was working on the trolleys, right? Like, he said it himself. And I'm sure that they work amazingly on a client side, in a solo player environment, because there's no server tick rate to like make it all jank. And the reason why they were janky was because the server tick rate was so low, and still is, that it couldn't calculate the physics of a standing fucking trolley. And that's like, the trolley is standing, but between the ticks, it falls down because of the gravity, and then it finds itself inside the fucking floor, and then the server needs to resolve that issue with like physics. And then like...
those are hospital equipment. That's the most deadliest creatures in Star Citizen, man. You
Yeah,
put all those in a
trolleys,
room, no one's gonna go in
gurneys,
there.
etc. Yeah. So
Man-eating,
whenever they
fat
say
and
that
lift.
they're working on Squadron 42 and that like them focusing on Squadron 42 is going to bring us more stuff into the PU, I just laugh at that because that's just bullshit, honestly. All right, so that was Angus MacGyver. I'm just going to disconnect him. And the next caller will be Nimnim. So when did you start playing Star Citizen? And like, can you introduce yourself to the chat and to the people that are watching?
I think it started in early 2021, so I'm pretty much new to the game.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it really well, but I most of the time playing for myself. So I'm normally just doing bunker mission, delivery missions most of the time.
Okay, you're enjoying those?
Yes, when it's working.
Okay.
But they're so buggy, so really hard to enjoying doing those missions when it's really buggy.
So are you excited about 318?
Yes, because I think I watched a YouTube video. Some YouTuber talked about cargo hauling was going to be a thing. I think someone told on the YouTube video, if I remember correct.
I mean, we already have cargo hauling, but the next patch is going to be like you're going to have physicalized cargo, but it's basically going to stay the same.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I'm really excited when trading, but I'm so afraid to do it because of the 30k and just try random explode.
Do you have anything else? Are you excited about salvage, or do you just want to be a space delivery man?
Probably the space delivery man.
You actually enjoyed that, really?
Yeah, because I play a lot of Euro Truck Simulator, and I'm just.
Oh, okay, it figures. Okay, it figures.
I'm just vibing to listen to music or watch YouTube videos and just doing it in the background. I found it fun for some reason.
All right, nice.
When the game gets more stable, I guess my friends who own this as well love bounty hunting. We're probably going to bounty hunt together when the game is a bit more stable for that.
Yeah. Did you try like cargo hauling? Instead of delivering those boxes, you can do cargo hauling on your own.
Yeah, I did once, but then my ship just randomly exploded when I tried to land. That.
I mean, it happens sometimes, but not all the times. Honestly.
Yeah,
although
but
I must say that like you're gonna earn more money with the box missions than you're gonna earn with cargo hauling.
But I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I bought the Anvil Liberator, but I don't understand the roadmap. I tried to understand it, but I don't understand.
It is not on the roadmap. It's not in
not?
production. No, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So I see it going into production once we get Pyro.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Makes sense.
Well, I mean, you got a C2 as a loaner, right? So that's not that bad.
No, it's not.
So like the C2 is a bit cheaper than the Liberator, but yeah, the Liberator is going to be a really good ship for like org-based activities, for the things that you're doing, for like mining and like being like living on the Liberator in deep space and having maybe a vulture, a prospector, and an expanse to like refine all those goods and just store them on the Liberator. It's going to be a really good ship for that at some point when it gets released. Which, like, we really don't know when that's going to happen. Okay, do you have anything else to add?
No.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, okay. I hope I will see you in the next one. So I'm going to switch out to the other scene, and thank you again. Okay, so Puppeteer is going to talk. He's going to talk. Puppeteer, you there? What up? So Atlas is AFK.
Yeah, he was just on earlier with his webcam, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Take a slot.
All right,
Yes.
so are you hyped? And I know that you are about 318.
Yeah, for 318, it's back with the org, back in the saddle as a pilot, and probably some FPS.
So no more DCS for you?
Well, for the last 10 years, I haven't played any Call of Duty games, and now I'm having a blast in the new one. Like, it's
is it any good? Because a bunch of people call me to play it, but I just didn't want to try it.
It's full of content, man. Like I went $100 in free to play, and then I went $100 in just to support them, and then continue on playing for another $100. So
Nice.
it's from it brings back the old vibes from 2009, like the old Modern Warfare. But yeah, it's not the topic. But yeah, I play a lot of other games, so I'm not focused on Star Citizen solely. So. And for Star Citizen, for 318, my expectations, like back with the org, back with the QQP, we're gonna do a lot of killings, and we're gonna have a crew picking up the leftovers, like doing the scrap work, so we can earn money through it.
Oh, you're gonna do salvage?
Yeah. So
I
we're
thought that
gonna
you guys were gonna go and like pirate people first.
Pirating isn't our thing. Like, it's probably gonna take a lot more time. If there's boxes on the ground, yeah, the salvage team will take it, but QQP will be heavily focused on the killing part, and will let probably either Dark Law's viewers or somebody else that we are in alliance with pick up the parts.
Nice.
We split the profits, so that's the plan. Anyways, we're still waiting for the PTU, and I haven't logged in Star Citizen for a while, mainly because I'm playing other games and have some real life stuff to do. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting from the patch, and I'm really looking forward to Yogi's changes and Yogi's team changes to the flight model.
Yeah, that's not going to happen in 318 though.
Yeah, I know, but looking forward to those and the rebalance and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you know, but I gotta say it for like the people that are watching.
Yeah, it's not coming in 318, that's for sure. Maybe around when Pyro comes out.
Probably, yeah. Maybe not even then. Like, if we get Pyro by the end of the year, because like they currently changed the flight characteristics and like the flight modes for the Gladius only, from what I know. And then we have almost 200 ships that they need to.
Yeah. So the new flight model, it's all like hearsay and what Yogi said on Discords and on forums and so on. So basically, they nailed the flight model. Everything is ready. So they now just need to manually go in each ship and adjust the settings.
Yeah.
And even when they push it out, it's not going to be perfect. Some ships might be overly like pushed out. Some will need further adjustments and so on. But it's going to happen. So,
is there anything else that you're excited about in 318?
Yeah, gameplay wise, like I'm not excited about many things except like what I said, like PvP and get some salvage.
So you are excited about, let's say, Korea changes?
Not too much. Maybe when the flight changes hit, because if you're, I'm excited on FPS side. If they some remarkable way they fix the FPS desync, you know that you have huge peakers advantage around when you.
Around the corners and
around the corners and stuff. So if they fix that, I'll be FPS in Korea. I won't be flying around, because flying around is still gonna be at max speed, all the tricording meta kind of stuff. So I'm not enjoying that. I'm more enjoying Atmo, low level flight, Hurston, Daymar, where people cannot escape and where people cannot just tricord to oblivion. You know?
Yeah. All right. So do you want to add anything before we end this?
No, that was
all right. Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
always a
White
pleasure.
Knight to the rescue.
No, you're not a White Knight. Come on, you're not a White Knight. You're like, you're not even fucking leaning towards White Knighting, so you're good.
Yeah, I just get triggered a lot.
Yeah, I know that. I've seen that. All right, thank you for joining. I'm gonna call in Atlas now.
Always a pleasure. Bye.
Bye. So the next caller will be Atlas Gaming. Atlas, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, hello, my dear friend Atlas. Oh, that's the stockpile of shit in the background.
Well,
I love
you
it.
caught me when I'm at Grimhex. You know, it's not my fault. There's a pile of shit behind me.
Is that from the Evocati, right?
No. What do you mean? The pile of shit?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That shouldn't be happening in the
It's
PU?
happening. Oh yeah, it's definitely in the PU.
How?
They turned off the garbage collection in Grimhex so that people can have Christmas presents.
Oh, the area too cluttered is not a thing anymore.
It's
Oh
yeah,
my
as of I guess
God.
yesterday. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that I talked about how to crash servers at the beginning of the show, because now you know how to crash servers single-handedly by going to the
Yeah.
elevator and just dropping shit.
That
Amazing.
Well, so far it seemed to be working, although for how long is another question.
Yeah. Right. So,
But yeah, no, I've been playing for a couple of years, and I got started off just like everybody else, just buy a cheap ship, and then I started playing with Guys in Tomatoes group, and every time I went on somebody's ship, I'm like, well, this explains why I'm not able to do as much. Why I can't do the bounties. I can't do the missions. So I'm like, it's the wrong ship. And I started realizing there's a shit ton of ships in this game that are better than the starter ships.
Which one did you get? The Aurora?
No, I started with the Cutlass Black.
Okay.
That
Not
was
really a
my
starter
starter.
ship, but yeah.
Well, I think it came with it. Yeah, it came with a starter package. You could get a black as a starter. You could get a Galaxy or not a Galaxy, a Constellation as a starter.
Yeah, I know. You told me. It's a bit too expensive for like a game package plus a ship when you're trying a game out. But yeah. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Totally. So I don't know. I just started seeing the ships out there, and of course, as you get into the which ones did I first get into? I think the Vanguards, and the Vanguards are only available during select times of the year, and then in game. They're not cheap. They're like 4 million, I think, or maybe 3 million.
Yeah.
Either way, it was a lot more than I had in game. So I started realizing, okay, if I don't want to just be doing things in the game in the ships that I don't enjoy, I should just buy the damn things outright. And so that kind of started down a bad path.
Yeah. So right now, are you? I'm not going to ask you if you're excited right now, but do you have any complaints?
I'm very excited because any
no. We're going to talk about that a bit later. We're going to talk about that a bit later. But are you loving what you're seeing in 317.50 right now?
Well, the garbage piles are fun. I mean, the other day, this is actually not bad. It got worse than this. It was waist deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I think it's called emergent gameplay. It's really what the game's about.
Yeah, submergent, because you got to submerge through the fucking boxes.
Submergent gameplay. That's good. I like that. Submergent gameplay. Yeah.
All right. So, are you excited about 318?
Excited about 318? Well, I'm excited to see any progress. So 318, even though 318 as people are talking about it today, and of course, still not out. My prediction, it's not going to be out until Friday of next week. But
I've heard Monday.
in the PTU, I don't think it'll be out on Monday. I doubt it.
I mean, they released a patch to Evo during the weekend, so like I'm pretty sure that they're working on it, like to get it out as soon as possible. But yeah. It doesn't matter. It could be Monday. It could be Friday. Like, but if we waited for 8 months, we can wait for like 5 days. Yeah. It's fine.
If they just had, even if things are this shallow, right, where there's no variation, it's just the same thing, then you have to have a lot more things. If you want to have fewer things, then you have to have more variation in each one of the things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of they can take their pick, whichever one they prefer, but you can't do just one.
I mean, you do have some variations. For example, the bunker missions. Sometimes you're going to have double elevators and you will not, like, the elevators is going to be the boss. The other time, like, an NPC is going to spawn inside a wall and you can't kill him. Sometimes the friendly NPCs are going to teleport into your shots and you're going to get a crime stat. So that's all, like, that's variety.
Yeah, no, that's variety. And so sometimes the NPCs will crash into you and take you out before you can kill the hammerhead too.
Yeah.
So there is variety in terms of outcome, there's not variety in terms of what should be happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's good that they're doing some progress. Any progress is good, frankly. I don't have, even if this is how slow they work, right? It is what it is. They've hired people to work on a custom engine. So there's not like a whole bunch of qualified people like you would have if they were using Unreal Engine. Your pool of talent with qualifications is huge. They didn't do that, so their pool is much shallower to pick from. But regardless of the speed and the quality of what they're doing, the part that's really annoying to me is the lying. It is telling us things.
Don't say that
that
on
are just
Spectrum, you're
not
gonna
true.
get banned.
Well, I can get banned, but it's reality. I mean, they're
I know.
If you look at what they say they do, and then you compare a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years later to what they did in past tense, then it's pretty obvious that they were not doing what they said they were doing.
Yeah. I mean, it goes like
If you
this-
don't want to call it
the same
lying,
happened
just
with
call it
Salvage, right? 'Cause they-
exaggerating.
No, you're not. You're not exaggerating. So the same thing happened with Salvage. Like they were working on
Yeah.
Salvage, and then they made a video called "Road to Salvage" 2018.
Right.
You can search it now on YouTube if you want to. And then like 4 years later, oh, we have a thing for Salvage. We have a tier 0 implementation of the beams.
Yeah.
God fucking
Well,
damn
and
it.
it's what I mean is they're exaggerating. So you can say we're working on it, and it's a very broad phrase. So what does it mean? Well, it could mean we had a meeting to talk about it. Okay, that was during the course of business. Company was paying people to be at that meeting. So
Yeah.
therefore they're working on it.
Yeah.
Now, talking about doing a new feature, which I think they are calling we're working on it, is vastly different than what the customer expectation is and what most companies refer to when they say we're working on it. Because for most companies, when they say we're working on it, they mean it's past that initial stage and it's an active deployment right now. Like
Yeah.
people are spending the majority of their focus bringing this to completion.
I'm just
And
going to
that's
tell you.
not what we're working on means at CIG.
I'm just going to tell you two things. In the last monthly report, there was I'm not going to quote it because I don't really remember the exact quotes, but I'm going to paraphrase it. They said that the development was talking about bringing alien life forms to Stanton, like
Right.
bugs
Yeah.
or whatever.
Do you care
Like,
about those?
I mean, I want to see stuff flying around and crawling around, sure, but why would you tell us that you're talking about that? Like, who fucking cares? Like, it's just like saying we were talking about getting another coffee machine. Like, either fucking get it or don't. I don't care,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, whatever. And then there's like, do you remember when they teased us with hacking?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and then we saw a few updates on hacking, and then nothing. And then we had the other.
But
like
do you remember
the new
when they sold a ship that relies on hacking?
Legionnaire?
Yeah.
And then, then they took it off from the roadmap.
Yep. Well, the sale was
From the
done.
progress
It doesn't
tracker.
need to be on there anymore.
Yeah, of course.
And here's the question, and I think I know where I stand on this, but do you think it's better that they do what they've been doing with Star Citizen, or would it be better if they treated Star Citizen the same way they're treating Squadron 42, and just not talk about it until it's done?
Okay, from a standpoint of a content creator, I would say it would not be better to not talk about Star Citizen. But from a standpoint of a consumer and a player, I would love to know more, but I would also love to know when. But if you only like gave me those two options, then don't fucking sell me shit like fucking concept ships that we're not gonna get anytime soon because we don't have modularity, etc. So yeah, it's a difficult question to answer if you only have two options. But anyway, we went too far away from the topic. So are you excited about 318? I'm going to ask you again.
I thought I told you that like in the first minute. I'm excited
you
about
did.
anything that is progress. So is there anything specific in 318
Yes,
that I'm excited
that was the next
about?
question.
No, not at all.
Salvage?
No, because
that
mostly
does not
it's gonna be
excite you?
bugs. It's mostly going to be bugs, and it's going to be us complaining about those bugs. So
I mean,
stuff for creators.
sure.
But it's not until 318.1 or 318.2, more likely, that the promise of 318 is actually going to be fulfilled. Probably 318.2.
Okay, but
It's
salvage
318
does
is
not
just gonna
excite
be
you? You don't
funny.
want to do salvaging? You don't want to do boarding and stuff like
No,
that?
I'll like I said, anything new, it'll be fun. But like, okay, how many ships do you think you're going to salvage before you're bored?
I mean, one.
The
The second one is probably going to be boring.
I'll say
but,
probably 5. Like after 5 ships, I don't know. I mean, there's a video game that I play that was very fun. It's great. It's very tongue in cheek, very dark humor about a ship salvaging operation.
Yeah. What was the name of the game?
That's what I'm trying to remember. It was Breakdown or something like that.
Yeah, Ship Breakdown, something like that. Yeah.
I can't remember. Here, I'll pop my Steam open while we're
Ship
talking.
Breaker, maybe?
Shipbreaker. There you
Yeah.
go. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shipbreaker. It is a very fun game for a little while. Like there's a definite end point to after you've taken your 10th ship and you've salvaged it and you chopped all the ship parts into their components. You've separated. It's kind of like, okay, now what? Oh,
Well-
more of the same. It's the same thing over and over and over. Not really fun anymore. So I think
Well-
in this game, it'll be fun to try it for everybody for sure. Will there be people that think this is more fun than mining? Probably. And they'll just start just doing this.
I just want to say something about the point that you made that like we're not going to have that much fun with it. If it was more in depth, like Shipbreaker, if you had component salvaging, if you had hull munching and all of that, then it would last maybe even for a year because there would be a complete game.
It would certainly
loop.
last longer.
Yeah.
I think what ship salvaging, or at least this level of ship salvaging is going to end up being, is simply that if you need to repair your own ship, then maybe you fly around till you find a salvage ship or you take another one of your own.
Yeah.
And then you break that down and then use the goo that creates, the stuff, to then repair your own ship without paying money for it. Like, I can see people that are doing role play definitely using salvage a lot.
Yeah.
People that are not doing role play, probably not as much. If you're the type of player that will suicide yourself in order to travel a big distance in less time, you're probably not going to be doing a whole lot of salvage.
Yeah. Right. Do you have anything else to add? Because we have another caller, and that's going to be it for today.
Yeah, no, I'm go for it. I don't have anything else. I think any progress is good progress, so I'm certainly looking forward to it from that standpoint. There's nothing earth-shattering about this. I don't think that their implementation with level 0 is going to have a whole lot of gameplay. It's going to be very repetitive. And once people try it, I don't think they're going to do it a whole lot. So, but it's something. It adds one more thing. And if they just come out with like 20 more things, then the game's definitely going to be more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Atlas Gaming 4K is the actual name of the channel.
There you go. Go check him out. Like, you got to love the beard. We're basically the same. There's
The beard,
a slight
the beard is pretty
age
pretty
difference,
long.
and that's it. Yeah. It's basically ZZ
it's-
Top. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And that's I actually live where where some of those guys live.
Yeah. All right.
So-
Thank you for joining me.
All right. Absolutely.
I'll see you later, I guess. We have one more caller, and that is going to be the real Mr. J, straight from the chat, from the podcast chat that you're contributing right now. This is going to be the last one because I don't know. I think this took us 3 hours already, but yeah, it was fun. So could you give us your backstory? Your
Me? Okay, so I'm actually an old backer as well, just like MacGyver, you said? Was
Uh-huh.
this Yeah. Angus, there you go. Yeah. So for me, I feel like I'm excited for 318 just to see PES and Gen 12 because that's like something they've been talking about for like the longest time ever.
I mean, we had Pcache and iCache before PS. They were supposed to be the thing.
Right, and then like socks was like the major thing, and then they're like, after socks comes in, all this stuff will come in, and I'm like, no, it won't. But so like, I'm excited for those two things. I don't really care much for like anything else because salvaging will be, the tier 0, and when will we reach the next tier? Like next 5 years from now.
Yep.
So I'm like, so like even mining still feels like tier 0. When it first came out, it feels almost the same. I mean, it's obviously there's a little bit of a difference, but I'm like, it's not enough to make me be like, oh God, this is amazing. I mean, I love mining, but it's boring. That makes me curious about salvage. Like, will they add different mining heads for different armor types whenever they decide to bring in armor?
As far as I know, from what I've seen from their like ISCs, I've seen that like some videos show that like the voucher has a salvage head on the left side and another salvage head on the right side. So maybe like straight out of the gate, maybe you will be able to buy like different salvage heads.
I would hope so. I mean, I'd like to see some change. I mean, the game to me feels the same since 3.5 almost. I'm sorry, but like we've had cargo missions for 3.0. We've had bounty pretty much 2.6 because it's like the most valuable player. Oh, go kill him, and you're like the most new valuable player. Right. It's like just iterations of what we've already had feels the same. I've been to every single part of the game. That's interesting, I guess you could say. So I know everything in the back of my hand. So I don't know. I feel like 318 might bring some stuff to it. Maybe not. I feel like we'll be just like 3.5 and 3.8 where CIG will show off something cool and then we're stuck for the next year catching up to what they showed off but not bringing like half of it. And then they bring in different stuff.
I'm scared that that's going to happen with like 318 to 4.0. Like
I think 4.0 is the most scary part.
Yeah. Because like I see them releasing 318 and then giving us maybe 319 mid next year and then having the same year as we had this year. So like 319, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, etc.
Right.
Until we get like server meshing. Which scares me a lot, honestly. What are you most excited about when it comes to 318?
Like I said, I would say Gen 12 and PES. I
Just
am
that?
excited.
So not salvage?
Well, it's to me it looks like mining just tier 0 again. Just like we got what we've already had. I do have a reclaimer, so I'm gonna try it.
All right.
See what I mean. Obviously, I can just spawn in another ship and just go salvage that and just go make my money that way. And since we don't have any, component systems in yet, which they showed off in a video like 2-3 years ago, there's like a whole thing about it. There you go.
Is it the road to salvage?
No, this is the components. But I'd say if they had this component system in here, this would change everything. It'd make people rethink of what they want to do with their ships. The consequences is what we need.
Yeah.
And there's no gameplay loops for that. And it's like, I feel like why add salvage when you have no loops, when there's just a loophole where everyone's just going to sit there and salvage their own ship and make money.
Exactly. But honestly, like baby steps, like we're going to get something. And in all honesty, I can't say that I'm overly excited about salvage, but I am excited about having something else, doing something else in the game. Like I love the reclaimer and the looks of it and the interior, like especially, and I would love to live inside that ship and just be a salvage guy. Yeah. But is that going to happen in 318? Probably not. I'm probably going to get fed up with salvage in like, I don't know, a month.
That sounds about right for me as well.
And then it's going to stay like that for next 10 years. No, not 10, but like at least a year.
It's always
I asked you about 4.0.
Oh, 4.0. Sorry.
Yeah.
My brain's tired too.
Yeah.
4.0.
All good.
I was thinking 318. I don't know why. 4.0. Yeah, like 2030.
Okay.
2030.
That's generous. That's optimistic.
Oh, sorry. Okay, should I make it better because it's more realistic? 2060.
All right.
Maybe when I'm dead. I don't know. I've still got like 75 years to go. I'm 25.
You're good.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
a
good,
youngster. Yeah, you're a youngster compared to like most people in Star Citizen.
So yeah, 4.0 2060 guys. That's confirmed.
Yeah,
soon
confirmed.
TM.
All of you that are banned on Spectrum for 10 years, you're going to be there when 4.0 gets out.
And then one day Chris will be like, I told you, we're almost there.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I would say for those who are just getting into the game, you will probably enjoy what you see and you'll get your money's worth. But in the long run, just wait, I guess, if you're going to get fed up. Then just know there's bugs. Features.
Features, yes.
Yeah, features where you can glitch with no head and stuff like that. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say.
Honestly,
explore.
I keep on saying, even though I'm the grumpy guy and most of the community hates me because I'm I don't know,
Captain Negative.
I mean, yeah. Am I though? Like, I'm just being critical.
No.
I
feel like you and Mike are similar in so many ways. Mike is he's the king of logic in my opinion when it comes to like reason for this game. And you like to point out the same thing. You like to call CIG out.
Yeah.
And they need to be held accountable for a lot of their stuff.
I mean, who else is going to do it if not us, the backers? That's my standpoint.
No, it's true. And I mean, sorry for the white knights out there, but you have to also look at the logic of the game and development.
Yeah.
And ask people who really are old backers, like what their opinions are.
Yeah.
Because there's white knights that are like just joined it this year or the last 2 years, and they're like, it's gonna come soon. It's like, you're dreaming.
All right. Thank you for joining. I gotta end it. Yeah,
I know you've been here a long time, so
yeah, like for 3.5 hours now.
Jeez.
So I wanted to make a quick little video, and then I figured out, like, I made the script. It was yesterday, and it was like 5 a.m. when I made the script, and I was like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm just going to make. This is the thing that I wanted to make in a while. For the next time, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to restrict myself and the callers to like 20 minutes per call, and maybe like have 5 callers, and that's it. But for the first time, I think this was really good, and thank you for joining my first podcast, Rehab.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, I'm gonna finish it off. I'm gonna mute myself now. Thank you.
All right, see you later.
See ya. So, yeah, guys. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this cam actually. So, thank you for watching, and you heard it here first. You heard the community and a bunch of different opinions and people that are that have backed back in 2012 and people that have backed a couple of months ago, and their standpoints on the game and their experiences, and if they like what they see right now, and if they are excited about 3.18. So I'm probably gonna be posting this as a stream and then this as a separate video on YouTube, so you can share it if you want to. You can share it right now. And thank you for joining, and thank you to all the callers. It was amazing, actually. And I'm actually starting to like streaming more than I like just like having a desk job and making fucking videos. So yeah, that's Sleepy Grumpy, need a new emoji. I'm sorry that I neglected most of you in the chat, but like I just can't look at the chat and talk to the other guys. But thank you all for joining, and thank you to all my supporters on YouTube and on Patreon. If you want to support me, there's Patreon, there's Super Chat, there's memberships on YouTube if you want to do that. And also, if you didn't see, I have new merch. All of it is designed by me. You probably saw it. I didn't know how to like make it loop and then not loop during the video or during the stream, so I just had it on at all times. So yeah, sorry about that. I didn't want to like just have promo jumping at you the whole time, but yeah, fuck it. I didn't know how to do it. So thank you again. And if you want to support me, you have Patreon, you have Super Chats and all of that on YouTube, and you have the merch. That's why I wanted to talk about this. All of it is done by me. And that's a way, if you want to get something in return for supporting me, that's a way to, like, the best way to support me. And with that said, thank you for watching again, and don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space, and mwah, bye.